morning everybody. I'm going to show you something a little bit different today. This is a Northman Maxus 35. I want to stay away from the production boats. Everybody's seen them, they're all the same, they're all generic. I want to show you something different, something that appeals to me and I reckon will appeal to you. This is actually a Polish made boat. They do a river version, but most of these are actually made for the sea. They have a smaller 20-footer that we'll have a look at in a minute. This was actually nominated for, you'll be able to see over there, for European Yacht of the Year. I don't know if Toby covered it in Yachting World. I'd be surprised if he didn't. As you can see, you have a drop-down transom aft and a section there for your bathing ladder, for attaching your bathing ladder. Single rudder, which I know you guys are a fan of. So you have your emergency rudder access there, and just over to starboard you have your shore power. The actual length of this boat is 9.96 meters, so not bad for a 35-footer. As you can see, you have two aft fixed seats, both starboard and port, and it's quite nice because you have hard, secure rails aft, and then a central bit that sort of folds down in the middle and guidelines across. It's really nice. I know Hands have just launched their new 360, which everybody's keen to have a look at, but look somewhere else for your money at the end of the day. Jeffer steering, big fans, very light touch. You want something that's going to give you that feel when underway, Jeffer is the way to go. On the starboard side, so Plasimo compass, and then you can see you've got your Yanmar start stop. We'll go into the power of that in a minute. Garmin repeaters, so you have your autopilot, wind and depth, or you can configure them pretty much how you want except for your autopilot. And then you have a Garmin touchscreen nav screen and your throttle controls. Now you might say, but these are remnant of something you'll find on a motorboat. This company also makes motorboats and riverboats, so you'll see that there are parts transferred over. Forward you have a Harken 2-speed self-tailing winch. If you want an option for electric, it could be possible. And then forward, once again, you have another Harken 40 self-tailing winch, and we'll get into what's going on forward in a minute. You have a maximum beam of 3.4 meters. We'll just come forward on the flexi-teat. Nice little spray hood, and then grab handles forward, cleat central, and you have your Genoa tracks down here, outboard shrouds. There's more room down the side of this than there is on the new Hands or the Beneteau, and there's something you'll see on the inside where you actually have these large raised DS style windows, and they're real glass, not plexiglass, real glass. While we're here by the mast, you can see all your reefing lines and halyards run aft, underneath, into the cockpit. We'll get into that into the second. And you have a non-slip top with a flush hatch. Integral bowsprit, single barrel roller, and just in front of me you'll be able to see there's a Furlex furler and your water fill. Something I really like about this bowsprit, more and more boats are doing it. It's absolutely brilliant. So you imagine you're in Scandinavian countries where you all bow into the rocks. You can just step straight off. Absolutely brilliant. Or if you're fastening a Code Zero or a Jenica or something like that, you actually have a really nice wide platform to step out on. It's great. Really, really good. Anchor locker, so Lumar windlass with electronic feet control and your chain locker. It's quite high up, but you'll see for the space inside there's a reason for that. And then looking aft, give you that very sporty shape. You can see the coach roof is quite high, so it'll give you all that extra volume inside. where most production yachts won't. Then you have a twin spreader mast. While we're getting into the cockpit, it's really easy to step over the copings. It's only a small step. And then underneath here you have access to your diesel tank and all your steering. So easy for repair or access for anything you need. It's really good. One thing I'll tell you too is the thickness of this fiberglass. This hatch is actually really heavy compared to most other boats. It's a good sign. Essentially, you have a nice teak table. Something I quite like is you got your footrests either side. You know, somewhere to brace your feet against if you want. The table pops out. There's dining easily for 4. So that's really cool, and a grab handle in the middle. Just going to sit down underneath the spray hood. So got plenty of cover underneath here for a small boat, more cover than normal. If you have a look, the back of the seats, the headrest is really nice, and there's still loads of room left for my feet. I won't be able to stretch all the way out, but you know, you can get part of the way out. It's good. Both port and starboard you have lazarettes. There's your bathing ladder. Look at the size of that lazarette, this boat. So plenty of storage. Just down here it's your vent, your exhaust vent for your engine room and so on. Really nice tidy area for your tail ends, for your bags. You know, makes sense. As you can see further forward you have your Harken 35 self-tailing winches, and if you want there's an option to have these electric. I'd have one, probably starboard, which is normal, but yeah, I'd have one for, you know, raising your mainsail, or buy an e-wincher. I'll leave a link for those in the bottom below, in the comments below. And then on either side there's a mobile phone charging point, which is pretty cool. Don't forget, this is 35 foot. Okay. So they're quite steep steps down into the boat, and then on the port side have a nice little L-shaped galley. As per usual, 2-burner gas gimbaled stove and a stainless steel splashback, which is pretty cool, so it stops all your nasties going on your cupboard faces. And there is in fact a double clip, so that will come down, cover the cooker, and then you have a big drop down cupboard. Might be better if it was 2, but you know, something to think about in the future. And then just above the cooker you have a port light opening window. Like I said, these are actually real glass, not plexiglass, so you're getting premium stuff, you know, i.e. real glass windows and so on, for a non-premium price. There's an opening hatch just up above. You can have privacy blinds, mosquito nets if you want to. And just behind me is your aft double cabin. So access to steering behind, and then just here you have access to mechanical department. There is a small storage area here. These do lock in, they just got them open for the show so that people aren't constantly opening and closing them. Nice port light windows and an opening port light there, and an opening hatch that goes up into the cockpit underneath the spray hood. Okay, let's give you a... So you have a long day bed on the port side, and then a large 2-seater seating area on the starboard side. But underneath you'll see, you can see the drawer. There's a big storage area underneath there and a slightly smaller one on this side. While we're here on the starboard side, I'll have a look. Something you guys all like. head and a separate shower for this size boat. Manual flush. Have an option for electric if you want. Opening hatch, and then you have your separate shower in here, and then just behind here you have access to extra storage like a garage, and underneath the starboard lazarette goes straight into. It's really nice. Veneer's good. You have grab handles up above, walking forward and over both port and starboard. Lower in the saloon, so if you're sitting down, you have the nice windows, and then up above, once again, I really like it. I think it's good. Grab handle on the table. Bottle and wine storage in the middle, and these leaves fold out, so that one folds out as well. Dining for 6. It's good. Right, before we go forward, I'm going to spin you round a little bit. Do apologise about that. You have an aft facing or nav laptop area, and this will actually it's locked off, but this will actually fold away, and you can extend this chair if you want to extend the sofa area. And then we have our Garmin VHF. There's a stereo system, main battery switch for one of them. There's 2 over in the other cabin. And then you have your, deck lights, mast light, all that sort of stuff, outlet switches, and so on. If we can, yeah, there it is. That's good. This is what we want to know. So, there you go. Your electric plans and so on. It's all nice and tidy from what you can see. It's really good. Right, starting price for this boat is just over €2,000. So that beats Jano, beats Beneteau, and it beats Hands. You have a forward, say large V-berth, a little bit of tootsie forward there. It's quite nice. And it's quite nice that you can have both doors open to make the inside of the boat feel bigger than it is. It's just good. It's good use of space. I don't know how many of you actually grew up on sailboats, but I can remember sharing the V-berth with my brothers and so on. And just up above you have an opening hatch, and then to my left on the port side there is a hanging closet, or a shelf closet. So the hanging one's on the starboard side, sorry, and an opening drawer underneath. Some nice reading lights. Really good, and a storage area there. So that anchor locker, you actually have access if you need to underneath your windlass and so on, for electrical connections there forward. Really nice, really good. Right, if you would like to, oh hold on, I'll show you the engine. So before we say goodbye, I'll show you the engine. There you go. There's your little Yamaha lump. There is an option to upgrade for a larger engine, something I would always recommend. It's nice to be is always to have more power. It's as simple as that. But there's plenty of room to get around. The insulation looks pretty decent, and soundproofing for a change. Yeah. Nice boat. If you have any questions, you want any information, just let me know in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.